Hey everybody, Jem Schofield here with the C47, and I'm here today with Daniel Hurst. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
So I'm good. We are in a, tell me where we are.
We're in the basement of my new studio.
Yep.
And it's under construction right now. You may hear things bumping on the ceiling,
yep.
But yeah, this is going to be the new space. It's going to be finished in a month or two.
Yeah, so Dan runs a company called VIA Films, and you'll correct me because some of this data may be incorrect.
Okay.
But you started really doing, as a stills photographer, very, very high-end stock photography, and you did other types of photography as well.
Yeah.
And you were pretty much a very early adopter moving into the motion side of things and working with RED cameras and phantom cameras and things like that, right?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, I was doing commercial still photography. Eventually that transitioned into stock photography,
right,
and started doing stock photography full time for a few years. And then that transitioned into stock video.
And you do a lot of that.
Yeah, and that's been my thing for the last 10 years or so. It's really gone to pretty much full time doing stock video production. Doing a lot of high speed phantom and also aerials. Those are kind of my two areas of expertise. I do some lifestyle, food, just a little bit of everything as well. But yeah.
But those are your big things.
Yeah, the phantom and the aerials are things that I really enjoy.
And we're in Oregon, by the way. So a lot of this, not only do you shoot a lot of stuff here, and when this production's out of Portland, you're shooting a lot of stuff for production companies, but you're also traveling around the country, sometimes around the world, and getting footage?
Yeah, yep. Especially the aerial footage, since it's location-based, I'm shooting like establishing shots for films and things like that. So yeah, the more locations I can get to, the better. Done a lot of aerials across the United States, shot in Dubai and Costa Rica, planning on doing Tokyo.
You have Hawaii coming up, Alaska.
Hawaii's
right?
coming up this month, and Alaska next month.
And do you just sort of refresh and say, okay, I'm going to go back to a particular location and get more stuff, or do you try to just add to the library, or when you upgrade a camera and then you're on an 8K camera system, you go get more stuff? What's the thinking process?
Yeah, at this point, I'm more into getting locations that I haven't shot yet. I have refreshed a few locations that I shot early on, like New York and Los Angeles, because those were really good sellers, and I shot them early on. Now I'm shooting RED 8K, and so I have refreshed those locations. But works best is just to get more diversity. Shooting new locations is really what I'm into. So,
cool.
Yeah.
And so today, what we've been doing, and it's kind of crazy because we're not in Portland, and neither is Dan, and you're like 10 minutes away from where I am. So in the middle of kind of nowhere, there's stuff happening. Today what we're doing is I'm shooting a series of sponsor videos that are basically around the Zeiss Milvus Super Speeds. So we have the 25, 35, 50, and 85. And we've been shooting some stuff in and around the area over the last couple of days. We were actually Evergreen Aviation Museum yesterday. And this was really so that we could get the lenses up onto a RED. This is the Epic W, right? But the helium 8K sensor. Yes. And so we're shooting everything in 8K on these full frame lenses. And this was really just some tests to show a couple of things. We had we were 1.4 on all of them, right?
Shoot them all wide open, and we pretty much had to turn off all the lights in the studio and let a little kind of daylight trickle in.
And you were set to what on here? Were you at an 800?
Yeah.
An 800.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's usually where this camera is the
It's
best
rated
at.
pretty much there.
Rated there.
Yep. And that was it. We just kind of had it up on a slider. We had up on the cine slider with the FIILEX attachment, which is what's behind us, and kept swapping out the lenses. And we did a fixed focus shot, right? Which basically had one of my crew, Ken, in the shot at all of the focal lengths. And then there was a rack from
from Ken up to a close-up lens that we had close to the lens.
And then we threw it all out of focus and everything so we can see what it's. And that part of that was to show the lens at a 1.4, and then part of it was to show the breathing characteristics.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's cool. So I'm hoping more stuff happens in here. I think this is one of the first things you shot in here, right?
Yep. I just moved most of this gear in this morning.
I'm excited.
So we could do this.
That's great. Well, thanks for having me, Dan.
Yeah.
And we'll check out Dan's website and everything. I'll put a link below the fold here. And thanks for watching.
Thanks.